Hi, welcome back to Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. Hi, y'all. So it's Saturday afternoon. It's the last day of October, so it's the last day of old Seatober. And we've done some two-sided thingy shaves, and I got to thinking I needed to do a vintage two-side shavy thing. And an open comb vintage two-side shavy thing. So there's a few that come to mind, but the one that comes to mind first to me is just the regular old plain Gillette Old. It's open comb. This is just brass, ugly as homemade sin, just an old. It's got the stress crack in the handles you normally see, but this particular handle is still very tight. It hasn't started coming loose. If they do, glue them. It's not hard, no big deal. But anyway, there you go. That's what we're going to use today. It's got a Parker blade in it because I took it out of one of the other two-sided thingies, and it's got a use or two on it, so it should be great. So as I mentioned in a comment, one of my favorite two-sided thingies, vintage, or just overall favorite two-sided thingies, whether it's vintage or not, is my single ring. And I started to use my single ring, but then I got to thinking, just a plain old. I mean, there's nothing fancy about them. They just get the job done, and they got a real good feel. One thing to remember is the modern blades will wiggle around some because they were made when they had the blades that had the 3 round holes in them, and they were thicker blades. So be sure that the blade is centered when you put it in before you tighten it down. If not, you get one really aggressive filling side and you get one really mild filling side, and there's really no need in that, so just center the blade and they're both great. They can't have a more aggressive feel, but you know, it's all technique driven, so there's no such thing as too aggressive a razor. You know, the razor's not too bad, your technique just isn't good enough. That's what it boils down to, sorry. So there we go. There's also no need to shim an old. I know people shim the old because the old blades were thicker, and it doesn't matter. I've shaved with the thick blades. I had some. I'll dig them out one of these days. I'll find another one that's okay to shave with, and I'll use it, and I'll show it off again. But the little bit of difference you have from the way the blade bends or the thickness of the blade and the way it sits, none of that stuff is going to matter that much, really. It doesn't feel that much different, and it's really not worth it. If you want to shim something, you know, great. Go put a window in, put a door in, you know, shim it right on up. That's great, but don't really need to. So for our soap today, I was digging around and we're going to break out the Arlington. I realized I hadn't used it in a while, and it's just a really good, there we go. We're talking about a soap, so we got to take a smell. So anyway, it's just a really good scent there. I don't know how to describe the smell of Arlington. It smells like Arlington, I guess. I've never been, but I'm guessing that's what it smells like. So anywho, so we got a Gillette razor, and we got some Arlington soap, and we're going to use that monster brush because we're still trying to get it to work. I've come to the conclusion already I'm not as big a fan of a huge brush as I am with just either a regular size brush or even a brush a little on a smaller side like we were using the other day. So since we got a Gillette razor, I said why not? We'll use the more modern Gillette stuff here, the Cool Wave. I know there's people that are you know, hollering, they're boycotting Gillette over those stupid ass commercials they had. And, you know, I understand that, and I'm kind of on that wagon, but I had this before, so I'm not like I'm going to throw it away. I'm not going to replace it, maybe, you know, and I'm not going to buy, you know, anything new that says Gillette. Now, I do buy blades, or I do have blades that are modern blades that are made by Gillette, but I don't really think that's all the same as the old. So anyway, neither here nor there nor yonder, but that's how it's going to be. So I didn't like the commercials either. I thought they were silly. But, you know, I had that long before that. I've had it for years, so y'all can yeah all you want to. Go ahead, not going to bother me any. So let's see if we can get this show on the road. So I'm working tonight. I mean, this is in the afternoon. It's probably coming up on about 3 o'clock, somewhere around there. And working tonight and training a new night supervisor. So means I won't be having to work as many nights as I have covering for the night supervisor that's been gone. That we lost, actually. He's definitely been gone. But anyway, so there we go. That's kind of where things are in my world. Took Luna to the dog park earlier, and that's always a good time. So we got our big old brush here. Look how beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful brush, really, and the handle is just extraordinary. But the knot is just beautiful. So we're going to load more soap than we normally do. And I've heard these brushes, big brushes, and all people describe them as soap destroyers, and they act like they're proud of it. And I don't know about all that. I'm not real happy having to use a whole bunch of soap. I guess I'm too cheap. But we're going to load the Arlington up here. Now this is D.H. Harris. I don't think I said that. I just said Arlington. But it is, D.R. Yeah. D.R. Harris. But anyway, you know, what I need to do, I'm all all choked up about it. No, that's not really why I'm choked up. I guess I need to put my glasses on. But it's, hold that thought. That last sip of coffee went the wrong way. So it is a D.R. Harrison Company, Arlington shave cream. So anyway, there we go. And nice British shave cream. British make some fine shave creams. I don't think there's any doubt about that. So let's just load snot out of it, as they say where I come from. And we're going to try that. And again, I don't really like having to use that much soap to shave with. But, you know, it's a pretty brush, and with it being handmade and all. So we'll try that on for size. And, you know, we don't bowl lather around here. Unless I'm using a, you know, a scuttle, then that could be considered a bowl lather, I guess. But we're not using a scuttle. We're not going to worry with it. We face lather around here. We use bowls for proper things, like oatmeal and cereal and soup. Proper uses for a bowl. All right. And you can also keep seeds in it, so you can go plant your flowers if you wanted to bloom. So there you go. Bowls and blooming, they go together. Put a flower box outside the window you shimmed. In there you've shimmed, bloomed, and you used a bowl. Look at there. Look at there. Getting it all fixed up. Hey, the brush looks like it's working good today. Finally got enough soap on it, I guess. Well, it's a wonderful smell of this soap. It really is. And like I said, I don't know how to describe the smell of Arlington soap or any other soap for the most part. But I've never been to Arlington, but I guess it smells like this. But it's a pleasant smell. It's a nice filling cream. All right, so we've checked already to make sure our blade was centered before we started. And the Old has a reputation of being a biter. And they can be. But there's plenty of people that will also tell you that their Olds are about the mildest razors they have. So, you know, a lot of that counts on how you have the blade centered and how straight the teeth have stayed over the years. This one seems to be very straight. But I've always felt the Old was a very, very, very nice two-sided thing you shave. And it'll basically shave anything you grow. It's not going to clog up and give you issues with it. That is one thing about milder razors. If they're milder because they have you know, less of a blade gap, then they're going to clog easier if you have longer, if you waited longer between shaves. But it'll still do the work. You just got to rinse them more often. But an Old like this with a good blade, like this is probably a second use blade, second or third. It's a Parker blade. It's some part of that blade, bunch of blades somebody gave me a while back. And I don't know what kind of a reputation Parker blades have, but they do just fine. Blade's a blade, razor's a razor. And this one is still wicked sharp. You can feel it. Oh, that was a nice, nice, nice first pass. You couldn't see, but I had a couple of days worth of growth on there. My beard's light colored. It's hard to see. However, it's not light as far as the hair being light. I get that every once in a while. Oh, you got such a light beard. Yeah, well, trust me, it's tougher than it looks. All right, yep, we're going to have, so we've finally got plenty of soap left in the brush for a second pass. Matter of fact, I'm going to thin this out a little bit. And we do that just by dipping the tips of the brush into the water. That's what we do when we're face lathering. You want to add a very, very little amount of water at a time. And that keeps it all up nice. Look at that. Man, that's a good lather right there. So, you know, the secret of a bigger brush, and of course it wasn't like it was a secret or anything. You got to use more soap. It's bigger. Yeah, well. Very nice feeling brush, by the way. Not too scratchy, not too soft. Alright, let's come across here on one of those across the grain diagonal type stuff. We'll turn around here. Come across on the cheek here. Oh, very nice shade. It's just awesome the shade you get from one of these. And these are not hard to find. They're dirt cheap, actually, usually. And, you know, the one from the 20s, there's no serial number on them or anything like that. They're just a generic that came from, you know, that time period. They're just nice. And like I said, if they do happen to have a big crack in them, it's not hard to stabilize. Just using some Gorilla Glue or Super Glue or something, you know. You just glue it all together and it stops splitting, and then you don't want to sit there and, maybe if it's splitting up top, you actually grab the top piece here when you go to unscrew them instead of grabbing the handle or the bottom. It's not that big a deal. It's really not, and they shave just wonderfully. Everybody that's really into this, especially if you're a two-sided thingy type, you need an old in your rotation. I like the olds better than the news. They all shave. I just never really had. They had the long comb and the short comb new, and people have their favorites, and they work best because of this, and they work best because of that, and no they don't. But I just never really liked the news as much as I like the olds. Don't know why. Don't have to have a reason why. Trust me, there's plenty of things and people and other things that I don't like, and I don't really have a reason I don't like them. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't got it. I can't think of a single thing I have to like. Some things I have to deal with, but I don't have to like. So here we go, good old witch hazel. As I've said before, this is Dickerson's because that's what the store was selling. That was their store brand at the local grocery store. If you do get a little irritation, it helps out. This shave, no irritation. It was a good shave. If you're getting irritation all the time, that's a technique issue and you need to work on that, then you won't get irritation anymore. And that's my belief. The razor does not cause irritation. The blade does not cause irritation. Your shave cream does not cause irritation. And this is all taking into account that everything's not defective. Everything is working as it should. That's not what's causing your irritation. Guess what's causing your irritation and you get nicks and all that kind of good stuff? You are, Bubba. And if you think any difference, that's horse feathers. Don't blame the razor. Now, again, that's taking into account that the razor is not defective. If you've got broken teeth, if the head is warped, if it's missing end, blade stops and this kind of stuff, well, that could probably be blamed on the razor, although you're the one using it. But as long as everything's not defective and you're using a sharp blade and everything, if you're getting irritation, if you're getting a lot of nicks, if you're missing places, if there's places you can't get shaved smooth, yada, 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 that's technique. Someone threw in to one of the comments the other day that technique trumps tools. That was the motto over at the 30-day crew at the Shave Den. Probably still is. I popped in over there the other day. I need to get back. There's some good guys over there. But technique trumps tools. They recommend and advocate when you're starting on something to get a razor, get a blade, get a soap, get a brush. Keep the same setup. Of course, you have to change blades. They get dull. You can't do anything about a dull blade. Can't shave with a dull blade. You got to sharp. Anyway, get all the same equipment. Shave with it for 30 days. Don't change. Shave with the same razor, shave with the same blade, shave with the same soap, brush. If nobody ever really does it that way, because they always vary something along the way. But it's a really good idea. And technique trumps tools, and that builds your technique. Knowing how to do something and doing it properly, often makes for the best experience. And traditional wet shaving is one of those things. So there we go with another wonderful shave. Looky there how nice and smooth that is. That's close enough. Most people would call it BBS right there. I call it DFS. There's always a little sandpaper left under here because fuzzy don't go against the grain. BBS is a myth. I can get it. You can get it. We can all get it. But, if you're like me, within a couple hours, it's back feeling like sandpaper, so why hassle? Nobody's going to look at you and see that you didn't get BBS. And around here, at least, nobody's going to walk up and feel your face, like I said before. At least they don't do it but once. And so, if it looks like a BBS, it's a BBS to the world. And only you'll know it's only a DFS, which is what I shoot for anyway. And, don't let it get you down. There's no need to go crying in your Cheerios. I didn't get a BBS and I went and I paid 15 passes. Tough. All right. Slap on a little Gillette. It's not a bad smelling aftershave. It's not really the classic scents I normally wear, but it ain't bad. It's got a nice fresh scent to it, and even though I don't like the new Gillette stuff boat, you got to do something every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? You got to rock the boat. You got to be that guy, right? All right, well, I'm going to finish up my coffee and see how long it takes to get this video uploaded. Y'all do whatever it is y'all doing on Saturday. Be safe, be happy, be healthy. Happy shaves to you, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. We'll see you next time.